Good day. Welcome to Prophecy. My name is Lawrence Snyman and this series is named God Reveals Through His Servants. This is episode 4 and I titled it How Prophecy Communicates Symbolism, Imagery and Typology. Alright, so up to this point we have established who may legitimately engage with prophecy and under what covenantal conditions. We now turn to a different but equally critical question. How does prophecy communicate? Before we can interpret prophecy responsibly, we must first understand the format God uses or chose to use. Ignoring this step guarantees confusion, disagreement, and distortion. Okay, so the book of Revelation opens with a crucial statement that is often overlooked. It tells us that the message was signified, that is, communicated through signs. This single word explains a great deal. Prophecy is not delivered primarily as plain literal words or prose. It is communicated through symbolic representation. God chose to encode meaning using imagery, symbols, and visual language. This is not accidental, it is deliberate. Symbolism does not replace language, it extends it. Just as Hebrew or Greek must be translated into English to be understood, symbolic language must also be interpreted to convey meaning. The difference is not whether interpretation is required. It always is. But what kind of interpretation is required? Symbols function as a language of their own. They represent ideas, realities, powers, systems, and events in a compressed and precise form. Imagery allows complex concepts to be communicated efficiently and accurately. A single image can express relationships, progression, conflict, authority, and outcome, often more effectively than lengthy explanations. This is why we commonly say that a picture speaks 1,000 words. Hence, a video speaks 1,000,000 words. And what is prophecy? Prophecy is visions and dreams, and it plays off audio-visually, literally like a video. Prophecy uses imagery not to obscure meaning, but to preserve meaning across time, culture, and language. Remember, two people can see the same vision, receive it, and then communicate it in their own language at different times. And every time it will be correct because the original translation starts off from the vision, not from another translation or interpretation. That's why we say it is there to preserve the meaning across time, across culture, and across languages. The theological term for this method is typology. Typology is the use of one thing to represent another, usually something greater or more complete. A type points forward to an antitype. This method allows God to teach enduring truth using historical events, objects, or figures as representations of larger realities. Typology is not allegory or imagination. It is structured, intentional, and consistent. Understanding typology is not optional. Without it, prophecy cannot be read as it was intended. Many interpretive disagreements arise not because people disagree on conclusions, but because they never agreed on method. If prophecy is symbolic, then forcing literalism onto symbols will produce error. If imagery is treated as metaphorical one moment and literal the next, interpretation becomes arbitrary. Understanding that prophecy communicates through signification establishes boundaries. It tells us what prophecy is and what it is not. This brings us to an important conclusion. God did not choose symbolism to confuse. Symbolism was chosen for clarity, precision, and durability. It allows prophecy to remain intact across generations, languages, and cultures while retaining its original intent. Confusion arises not from the method God chose, but from ignoring that method. So, in this episode, we established that prophecy is communicated through signs and symbols. Symbolism is a legitimate and structured form of language. Imagery conveys complex truths efficiently. Typology is foundational to prophetic understanding. And God chose symbolism for clarity, not confusion. In the next episode, we will begin to apply this framework by examining established types and antitypes and how they guide interpretation. Goodbye and God bless.